We advocate on behalf of Maine women and girls. We focus on freedom from violence, freedom from discrimination, access to health care, and economic security. And we are in the halls of the State House when the legislature is session, getting information out to the women of Maine. We're a small nonprofit with a staff of 3.5 individuals, 3.5 full-time equivalents. We have a board of about 10. We work closely in partnership with our organization, the Maine Women's Policy Center. It's valuable to have a partner organization which can do all the complementary work, including educating the public, educating the media, doing some of the research around policy issues, hosting events, drawing attention to issues.
One way is to actually be in the halls of the State House. It's also done through communication with our members and advocates. So that takes place online, through social media, through printed newsletters, through phone calls, through emails, through in-person conversations. It depends on how that person's engaged with us and what they're working on at any given time and what their interests are. And then it also takes place by communicating with the media about the work that we're doing and helping to educate them about the issues as well, and communicating with elected officials as well as communicating with candidates, so trying to educate them about the issues while they're running for office.
We're always looking for outreach opportunities, speaking to school groups, other community groups, so that they know that we exist. We participate in a fair amount of press initiatives and press conferences, etc., media relations, so that our organization is visible and well known to people. And we find that people really do follow that information. We get feedback that lets us know that they are reading it.
Yeah, my job as the director of public policy is specifically related to that electeds piece. So during legislative session, I'm the only full-time lobbyist in the state that works on the comprehensive range of women's issues. So I'm there in the halls, making sure that women's issues are being taken into consideration when making a really broad range of decisions about the state.
Bylaws say that anyone who donates is therefore a member. We'd like to say that our database and our social media and our donors all wrapped together equal about 7,000.
I think our members are all very different. So we have members who are really committed to making sure that women's voices are heard, and that's what matters to them. And they care about the broad range of issues, and want to make sure that we have a presence in the State House, and that's really, really important to them. There are other members who are very focused on one specific issue. So we have members who engage with us because they care about getting toxics out of everyday products, or we have members who engage with us because they want to make sure that women continue to have autonomy over their own bodies, or because they're really worried about violence and how it impacts women's lives, or about economic security issues. So it is really a broad spectrum of members, I think, and what they care about and how engaged they are. So there are people who they are members so that we can do the work and we can be there because they don't have the time or the capacity to be able to be as focused as they'd like to be. And then we have other members who, also want to take an active role. So if we need someone to testify, they'll come to the State House and testify. If we need someone to write a letter to the editor or an op-ed, they care about the issues, they're paying attention, they can do that. And we have lots and lots of members who will take action when we really need it the most. So if there's going to be a vote and we need people to call their legislators, they'll do that. Ideally, we want to be reaching out to the full range of our members. Certainly, usually people's economic security and ability to then give back to organizations changes with their careers and with their lives. So often our larger donors tend to be more established in their careers, or our older donors who are now giving in their retirement. But we want to engage people regardless of their level of economic ability. So you can be a member if you give anything. So that is one good thing. And we try to give people opportunities to engage, if you can give us $5 today, or if you can give us $10 today. And we do that through a variety of different kinds of asks as well. So, for example, just yesterday we sent out an email to our members saying, or to the people who are on our alert system saying, 92 years ago was the day that the Supreme Court upheld the 19th Amendment. And so in honor of that, can you give $19 today to support the work that we're still doing to try to empower women?
This organization works on the issues that brought me into politics 20 years ago. I first ran for office, having been really exercised by the experience of watching the confirmation hearings for Clarence Thomas to the Supreme Court. And it was a personal realization that trying to lobby the wrong elected officials to do the right thing didn't work. I ran for the House of Representatives and served there for 4 terms. And after that, worked in a similar organization in the environmental arena, which led to my working in state government in the Department of Conservation.
Yes, I would say I've always been politically engaged since I was a little kid. When I was in 5th grade, I wrote a letter to President Reagan telling him to end all nuclear development. I was very much into what was happening in the political world. When I moved to Maine, I decided I really wanted to try to make a shift into making change happen in a different way, and so started working in the nonprofit world and really wanted to get involved with helping make policy happen and care deeply about issues that impact women's lives and also social justice issues in general. So I had an opportunity to join the board of the Maine Women's Lobby, and I did that and was totally inspired and thrilled to be able to act as a volunteer with the organization. And then eventually there was an opportunity to join the staff, and I took it.
I had learned about the organization through some social media and stuff like that, and had sort of heard about it, and so I was interested in getting involved as an intern a long time ago, and this is sort of my first organization.